Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we talk about all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Memecoins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to talk about the market rebound after the FOMC meeting. Jerome Powell talking a little Bitcoin, talking a little crypto during that one. We're going to talk about a new token launch coming from the co-founder of Venmo, a little jelly time. And we're going to talk about some juicy news out of the Tensor Foundation ahead of an upcoming airdrop later this week. Clemente, easy. Great to have you on this morning. Clemente, how you feeling today?
Good morning, Ray. I feel good. I was up. Last night was an expensive day for me because I was hanging out with a boo thing, and Jelly launched, and I was not on my computer. So as soon as that wrapped up, I got in the trenches, and some days you gotta sacrifice, you gotta put the body on the line. And I trenched from like 10 p.m. to like 12:30 a.m. Just got scrappy down there. It was dirty, and I after about 3 hours, I think I made about one soul. But it's not about making money. It's about getting the reps in. That's crucial for trenching, is getting dirty, getting scrappy, building the calluses and hardening your brain. But yeah, and then this morning I woke up a little bit late than usual, so I didn't go on a run. But I feel good. I feel freaking locked in right now, man. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, love to hear that. Before we get started today, we're kicking off a fun little partnership here. We've got a new partner that we're launching with. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're just a little company called GEMINI, one of the best crypto exchanges. Easy, what can you tell us about GEMINI here? I see your dog over here.
Oh, look, it's me. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, I'm a big fan of GEMINI. And if you're watching the show right now, if you're watching it this very second, you can actually go and get $20 in Bonk, the #1 coin on Solana. If you trade $100 by going to Gemini.com/partners/easy or use code EASY20. It's an easy way to make 20, you know what I'm saying? But GEMINI, custody services for ETFs and top asset managers. So they got the in-house TradFi team members on their back. It's safe and secure for you to trade crypto. They've done a damn good job across the board when it comes to this. All assets are backed 1-to-1 with crypto holdings. So they say not your keys, not your crypto. Well, in this case, it is your crypto and it's backed 1-to-1. You can't beat that. It's where America buys, sells, and stores crypto. So if you're needing a new centralized exchange because some others are taking 42, 72, 186 hours just to deposit your Solana, I can tell you who's not doing that. GEMINI. If you need that cash fast, GEMINI. So quit slacking, get on board, use code EASY20 and get some bonk today.
So easy. I'm actually going to either use your sign up code or Nick and P. I'm trying to decide if I want free Bonk, free Bitcoin, or free Solana. I had problems with Coinbase yesterday. So I was with Coinbase. I have some money in there, like not a small amount. And Pio was like, do you have address whitelisting set up? All this security stuff. He's like, we got to change your 2FA. So I went in there. This is going to be 30-second tangent. I went in there and he's like, you got to change your password too. We did all this shit. He turned off my 2FA. And then he goes, we need to change your 2FA. But in order to change it, we realized someone maliciously had changed my phone number on Coinbase. Back in the day, someone sent me a fake email from Coinbase and I was like, oh shit, my account is like blah, blah. And I like tried logging in. Anyways, long story short, I had to like verify 25 times on Coinbase and they had no customer service. They were a complete disaster. I almost lost all of my crypto money in there. So I'm switching to GEMINI. Boom.
Boom.
Love it. You're
Why
getting free
the fuck did you take your 2FA off?
Dude, because Pio was saying I had to change my 2FA from Authenticator to Authy.
Oh, yeah, you use Google Authenticator?
Yeah.
Oh, you're an idiot.
You're in trouble if you don't save the auth key. Yeah, you could be.
Well, the same with Authy. You still have an auth key there too.
I don't have those. I like realized my security's smoked.
I use Authy for everything, like quite literally everything. My Tesla uses Authy. Like I'm Authy across the board, dude. The only reason is because I had my identity stolen back in 2019. And they ordered $9,000 worth of physical gold on my PayPal address. like shipped to a drop house in like the hood. And like I called the store. I was like, yo, don't ship this. They're like, oh, too bad. It's already overnighted. Like, enjoy your gold. Charge back like whole 9. Had to go through like this whole bullshit. And after that, I did 2FA for everything. Like hard 2FA. But if you use Google Authenticator and your Gmail gets hacked, they can change that reset for Google Authenticator, which is why you should never use the same authenticator as primary like anything else. So like if you're using like Photon or Proton Mail or something else, Google Authenticator is fine. People still do like Google Authenticators as well, but I like to keep like separation for OPSEC. So I use Twilio's Authy versus Authenticator because if they hack the email.
Dude, the security stuff is just such a pain in the ass. It like sucks. Like straight up, I burned like an hour and a half of my day. And the problem is my ID. I'll show it to you guys. The problem with my ID is
it doesn't look like
from
you.
when I was 16. So it is no for people.
I've seen it, dude. It does not look like you. It does not look like you.
But for people listening, this is my ID, and it is a young Chilean.
Why do you look so crazy, bro?
So the problem is when I send in my ID verification now, because I have a beard and everything, they're like, you basically send the ID and then you have to do like a scan of your face. Every time I do it now, they're like, that's not you. So I have to do like.
Is your passport picture closer looking than that?
Not really.
Oh God, dude. What, dude? It's because you've aged 65 years in the last year.
The wrinkles are getting to me. Anyways, Ray, I have a bunch of things actually I need to add to the call sheet because I also sold my Doodle yesterday, and I was sitting on 4.5. I was sitting on 4.5 ETH. I'm like, dude, I'm just sitting on $15,000 of ETH that I want nothing to do with right now. So I was deciding what to do. Do I sell it? Do I sell it for Bitcoin, Solana, and all that stuff? But anyways, Ray, back over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a lot to talk about. I want to talk about your Doodle sale. I want to talk about all the action overnight. I went to bed at 8:30 last night. I missed everything. So I need a little bit of a catch up on what happened in the trenches. I kind of have a general idea, but I'm excited to hear like how this all went down and how this traded. But before we do that, why don't we get into the weather report, Clemente, and then we'll dive deeper into the meat and so-called potatoes.
Ray, I thought you would never ask, ladies and gentlemen. Was it a crazy 24 hours? And today is Thursday, January 30th. Looking over at the crypto roundup, the majors are up on the day. We got Bitcoin at 105K, and a little bit of a pump there. Ethereum at 3,200 and Solana at 240. Over the past 24 hours, the FOMC left rates unchanged, and traders are speculating that the next cut won't come until June. So that's a little 5-month wait for us. Jerome Powell, he was asked about crypto, and it was supposedly going to be a little bit of a gotcha question, but Jerominator responds with, the banks are perfectly capable to serve crypto customers. Operation Choke Point 2.0 is over, folks. He also said, we're here for innovation. We're here for innovation. And speaking of innovation, the Silicon Valley has gotten into the token game as the Venmo co-founder launched a Jelly token last night on Pump.Fun. Crime is legal. Or this was maybe never even crime to begin with. The token ran to a $250 million market cap before pulling back to 150 this morning. Frankie boy made a nice little 7-figure bag on that thing. The kid's on top of the game right now. And lastly, the Tensor Foundation has adopted the Vector Memecoin trading protocol. They're going to receive 50% of the fees collected from Vector directly to its treasury. The Season 4 Tensor airdrop goes live later this week with Tensor currently at $150 million market cap. I mean, it's Memecoin this, Memecoin that, Jerome Powell this, Jerome Powell that. But all we need to know is we got clear skies. Beautiful day today. Back to you in the studio, Ray.
Excellent weather report as always, Clemente. Tensor's at $110 million market cap there in case we needed a quick correction on that last part. But Pio, excited to see you here. I had some news for you. We had the Pio news. We had I believe it was Norway holding $500 million worth of MicroStrategy stock. I'm sure they're going to get in on the podcast later today and listen into what you have to say so they can make some sound investments with that 500 million. Maybe they'll start selling covered calls over there.
I don't know if they will, but yeah, we'll see. I'm talking to Peter Dwan at 11 a.m. today. He's a wealth management guy that's big on MicroStrategy, and I'm going to dig in on a lot of topics with him. So I guess I'll spare everyone, the incredibly valuable information right now, but whatever. We'll see.
Well, I mean, the pressing question we all have for UPO, being the expert meme coin trader, is how much did you make on the Jelly token last night?
I think my assumption is that entire opportunity to gain was what, 20 minutes or
no? It was about an hour.
An hour. Okay, so I was
hour.
at the computer during that hour, so I didn't get in.
I Pico blasted the giga top before it sold off like 40%, and instead just went the LP route. And then it decided to go back to 250 mil. Then my dumbass also then bought back in for another 100K last night. Woke up down about 30 grand. So now I'm just LPing it and praying that it can rally again. So yeah, this is the state of the trenches.
Easy. I've seen your size increase exponentially over the last 3 weeks or so. Like, is this just like capitalizing on the current like hot market essentially? And like
100%.
It's trading larger capital.
It's working. That's the crazier part. Like the Jupe trade worked beautifully. It would have worked with Jelly if I ended up cutting, because I said it was going to go to 250, and then instead of cutting at 250, I just LP'd it and just tried to capitalize on fees, thinking it might go to 300. Moving goalposts is always my issue. Like that's always been my issue. Like on price targets, I'm usually pretty good or close to it, and then I adjust them. Like I did it with the first time with the Punk, where I said I wanted it to go lower before I bought one. I do it with coins all the time when they get pretty close. And then I'm like, oh, maybe this does keep running. That's always been my issue. But when something like this launches, where it comes out the gate and goes to 9 figures for an actual app backed by the first investor in Venmo and one of the Venmo co-founders, I'm like, this whole idea of on-chain, as the LA Vape Cabal says, internet capital markets, where they're raising and integrating tokens through a public launch, reminds me so much of the ICO days in 16 to 18, where I went on like an absolute wild run before the musical chair stopped. And so when I'm taking these swings, the thing was I stabled really hard before FOMC. Like I have a hot wallet I trade that has a decent amount in it, and it was 90% stables, because like I was like, I don't care if it goes up 10% or down 10%. I want no exposure right now to the Solana ecosystem, so we can wait and figure out what to do after. So like I was flat through FOMC, which was like, in my opinion, a better move, because you got the Darth Maul candles where it dropped 10%, up 10%. So you would have been like extremely emotional. And then you just kind of sit and wait for a trade to present itself. And with Jelly, you could have blasted it at any point in the first hour, hour and a half, and made 60, 70%. So that's where it was like the same thing was like when you have these runners, being liquid and understanding that you can size in is when you should. And I did it with Trump too. Like I tried to basically replicate the Trump trade. I hit 6 figures on Trump, cut it, wait to see where the price action went overnight, went to bed. But before I went to bed, I bought like $65,000, $70,000 of it, and it 2x while I slept. So I was like, watching the Vine chart was another comparable, where I went to bed on Vine and it was 40 mil and it went to 300 mil overnight. So I was like, okay, maybe I go to sleep and this goes back up to its all-time high of 250, and we take like a nice $40,000, $50,000 sleep. Wouldn't be mad about it. Instead, it did the opposite, just slow bled. So I woke up, I was down. I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just dump it back into a Meteora pool. I think volume will be present today. I don't know where this team's based, but if they wake up and start talking about it again or show anything with this app, then it should catch a secondary bid. So that was kind of where my brain went, was like, yeah, on size, for conviction plays and stuff like this, I would rather buy them on a wallet that's not on like BullX, like quite literally on like a wallet that's in Jupiter, and I'm going to Jupe and swapping and like keeping it away from me where I'm not having to stare at the chart and letting those plays kind of just trade out. So that's where like the more size comes in. It's like if you have conviction in something, you should give yourself a level of separation so that you're not trading it emotionally.
That all makes sense. I think the Vine comparison is very interesting. I'm going to bring up here. I've got a multi-chart set up on BullX.
While Ray's pulling that up, I mean, SCJ Joe with just an absolutely insane comment for people listening. I mean, I don't even want to read this out, but he says, Easy is a freaking genius, guys.
Yep.
We need to store his sperm for future generations. Diabolical comment. Back over.
I mean, hey, listen, if you're storing it, I'm slamming an Alani New right now. So you know that stuff's going to come out all fucked up.
What is that?
These forever chemicals.
Drink.
What'd you say?
What is that drink?
Dude, it's like 150 milligrams of caffeine in like an 8-ounce can. Like this thing is just like, it's the type of stuff that if you drink more than one of these, your skin starts itching and your eyes bleed a little bit. But like, nothing, there's no side effects. You're good.
Real quick, someone's commenting on this ceiling again. I think it's like, how many homes do you guys think I have? This is an Airbnb in Miami. This is not my like residence, so I'm not going to be fixing the ceiling. Anyway, go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, I was looking at the Vine versus Jelly Jelly over the first day or so. I mean, Vine had like kind of a slow cook on the first day and then ran to like a peak of that 250. And then on the subsequent days, like hit almost 400 million at its peak. I'm wondering if like Vine was just like the first of many and like we start seeing diminishing returns on these. So like you're not expecting the same numbers from Jelly Jelly as you would from Vine. The next one to come out is going to be some other like random founder
all
of some
different,
other
though.
successful platform. Like, and then that
like Vine's running right now because of this X integration. The speculation that there's going to be an X integration. And if you saw the post yesterday, somebody said, they tweeted at Russ, the founder of Vine. It was like, hey, the Jake Paul and Logan Paul like boxing setup thing, was there a reason that was only 6 seconds? And if you remember, Vines were only 6 seconds. And Russ says they know what they're doing. So there's like, and they posted that thing on Twitter. So, or X, whatever the fuck it is. So now there's like all this speculation that it's really genuinely integrated, which I think is what led to that secondary run. You had Russ also post like the best is yet to come, like a timer.
Wasn't that a couple days ago though? Like after this pump, like wasn't that between like Monday and now?
The pump came from when yesterday happened, or 2 days ago was when they had the timer countdown, and that's what led to the big blow off pump. And now since we basically held here. Yeah, so even like yesterday, you got that run from the lows back up to that right side peak before the sell-off was because of the code base showing all this integration to Vine. So like, I think these are two totally separate instances. Vine's way more speculative. This Jelly Jelly thing, they've quite literally just said we're integrating the Jelly token into our creators on the Jelly app. Like that's it. So we don't have any insight into how there isn't much information as to what the fuck the Jelly Jelly app even is. But like, there's something there. And I mean,
isn't the Vine thing more interesting though at that point? Like there's actual integration with Twitter and Vine arguably is like, I have no idea what Jelly Jelly is.
Exactly. So I think there's more speculation on Jelly Jelly because if it comes out that it is something, it has higher upside potential. With Vine, we basically have every catalyst out there. The last thing that we're waiting on right now is for an integration as to whatever it looks like actually just going live.
Not to pour cold water on this, keep in mind the people launching these tokens, the number one reason they're launching them is to make money.
Yes.
So the world actually doesn't need any of these tokens still. I do believe that eventually the world will have a place where these tokens actually, mean something. But to be clear, these are still tokens just so that the people that launch them make money. And secondarily, the market.
There's a counter argument though. Like the only reason a company goes public is to make money.
Yeah, but the company's actually creating real value.
We don't know if this is going to be value from this yet. That's the speculative asset of this. Like if this Jelly Jelly app hits the app store and people use it and the way you reward creators is in the token, then there's value created. Like that's the wider speculation of what gets like this space excited.
But the value will go down in that, like as soon as there's a real use case, real scenario for the token, it's unlike the value right now is higher than what it would be at that point, right? Because we could look at Uniswap, right? Or we could look at, really, really great platforms that have tokens. And it's not like those, like if we started talking about the Uniswap token right now for the next 20 minutes, our audience would be heated. They would be furious about us talking about the Uniswap token. You know what? Let's try it. Let's just talk about the Uniswap token for 20 minutes. Let's see the pitchfork level uproar that we get.
All right, let's bring up the uni chart.
I was joking.
Bring up the Radium Uniswap pair. That's way more interesting to me.
But
this is a good chart. This is a good chart.
But you can see when it was brand spanking new, it was really, really high. And then for a while, it was really, really low.
Notorious Big Bull in the comments. I am furious. Yeah, I mean, yeah, at some point the speculation wears off and then the actual product's out there and then it just kind of levels off. Like,
yeah, like that's the thing is it's just a shiny new object, and the market's just treating it as a musical chairs opportunity to get in and get out. The number one use case is to buy the token to sell it. So when people buy it, they're just buying it to sell it. When I buy Tesla stock, I'm not buying it to sell it. I'm actually buying it to never sell it. And if you can get, when I buy Bitcoin, I'm buying it to never sell it. When you can get to that point, quite frankly, when I buy Solana, I'm basically buying it to never sell it. Basically, I mean, not at the same level as Bitcoin or Tesla, but directionally, you know, the only issue is that Solana's got so many competitors in the future. Blah blah blah. That's the only thing that would keep me from saying I'm never going to sell it. But that's the kind of the point I'm making, is that if everyone's buying your token just to sell it, I have a lot of questions. And by the way, 99% of tokens are being bought just to sell.
Yeah. And I want to bring up this post by Whale Swoosh, like kind of talking about this too, because like for the people who are buying for like other reasons, they think it's like equity or something, like this kind of like puts the cold water on that. And this post basically says the same people who are psyoped into believing that owning an NFT gives you equity in a company now believe that buying a shitcoin launched by founders gives you a stake in the success of their companies. The only difference is that with NFTs, there has often at least been a correlation to the relevance of the company because it was Web3 native. I hope most of you realize that all of Web2 startup founders now launching shitcoins are primarily aiming to grift some money without giving away any equity. The companies they are building become unicorns, and your shitcoin will still inevitably go to zero because there is no correlation. You are not a venture capitalist. You weren't when you bought NFTs back then. You aren't now. So some harsh words coming out of Whale Swoosh on the meta of the founders launching coins. I mean, I think I agree, but I think that there's still like, I don't think you should avoid these if you're an active trader. I think that there's opportunities to be made if you get in early, because
that's
like
the point.
Coin,
Shares.
the speculative nature and attention are like the game of meme coins. So if there's enough attention around something and gets enough people interested in it, then the token price runs up.
Yeah,
I think that continues. Like the meta right now is founder meta. So like it's going to go and it's going to do that roller coaster thing where like it starts out big and then gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Each successive one.
I don't know, man. I got a little bit more of an optimistic outlook on it. Maybe I'm just maybe
delusional easy this morning. I didn't see this coming. We got delusional easy. All right,
well, I just think all it's going to take is for one of these to somehow actually stick, and that thing goes significantly higher. Like that's it. Like you're not wrong. I'm buying these tokens to sell them. I don't buy them to hold them. 100% want to dump them. But like reading Whale's post, he says the only difference is that with NFTs, there's often been at least a correlation to the relevance of the company because it was Web3 native. I bought NFTs to sell them. I didn't buy them because I believed that this was the next big bluey or fucking
delusional. I was the delusional
NFT
person.
For sure.
100%.
I will never forget the conversation you and me had in Cape Cod where I was full-blown yelling at you to take some chips off the table. I was like, dude, just fucking do it, please. For the love of God. Like, we were, yeah, I was like, please just do it. The thing here is, like, with some of the tokens, I think you're spot on. Like, you're not getting equity for them. It's not a stock. Yes, correct. There's still an easier path to make a token more intertwined into a traditional Web2 business than there is to an NFT. Like, I look at the Trump token. You can go and buy Donald Trump's watch that he just released. That's one of 1,000 in the Trump coin with Solana Pay. Like, that's a literal shit coin that you can go and spend. And that's why I'm like, I think there's ways to integrate it that's more fun and more interesting than some of the other stuff that we tried with NFTs. Like, almost everything with NFTs was like, maybe they get a Netflix show. Maybe they launch a sitcom. Maybe they make a cool t-shirt that I can get for free that's printed on a Hanes blank. You know, like, that's where my brain was. And at the time, I was like, this is crazy. I would rather buy these meme coins that could somehow have intrinsic value into the wider potential. And all it takes is one company to actually do it. So it's like, yeah, maybe I'm delusional on it, but I also don't hold shit long. I'm still taking a ton of trades and would rather speculate on that of what could be because the markets move faster. And I think that's what I enjoy. But I just think it's an out to lunch take to be like, no, these are different than NFTs. Like, people are trading NFTs for the exact same reason.
Yeah.
How many meme coins are you holding through utility right now?
0.
All right. And then I agree to an extent. It's very easy. Like, you have in-app purchases and in-app currencies. Like, that's very easily like correlated to a meme coin. Like,
yeah. Oh, actually, Ray, sorry, I lied. I'm holding Jelly 100% into an LP pool. 100%.
Well, I'm saying you're not going to hold that into utility though. Like, they're not going to. You're going to be like,
but the speculation is utility, which is the same thing as NFTs. They're quite literally NFTs were just shit coins with less supply.
Yep, exactly. Before we go any further, we're going to thank the partner for today's show one more time, GEMINI. GEMINI, I see you're on the show right now, Pio. I think you have a little special page here we're going to share with the audience. I'd love to hear your thoughts on GEMINI and how you use it.
People might not want my page. Look, hey, we got my page, we got Easy's page, and we got Nick's page. Easy's page. Sorry, I'm just getting a call. Easy's page gives you access to or gives you $20 bonus in Bonk. Nick's page gives you a $20 bonus in Solana, and mine gives you a $20 bonus in Bitcoin. So if you're going to sign up for GEMINI, which, by the way, on this subject real quick, there's a little security something. I do think no matter who you are listening, you can probably get something from this unless you're just a security maverick. So this won't take long. This is going to be quick. But I'm sitting with Clemente yesterday, and he's just got this security disaster going on in the sense that Clemente doesn't have multiple exchanges set up. Which you definitely need. You 1,000% should have multiple exchanges set up. It's ridiculous to not have multiple exchanges. That's just multiple off ramps from crypto / on ramps to crypto. So you're going to want that without question. And then security wise, you're going to want two-factor authentication with an app, not Google Authenticator, but preferably the Authy app. There are some other apps too. I personally use Authy. You can look up competitors to Authy, whatever. We don't have a deal with Authy or whatever. And you're going to want that app because Google Authenticator, if you lose your phone, the authenticator is not going to port over to the new phone. Whereas Authy, it's like you have an account, it'll port over, right? So you're going to want that. You're going to want a physical key in your laptop, because hackers obviously can't access that because they're not physically in the room with you. So you're going to want that. So GEMINI, if you use GEMINI with Active Trader and you use a YubiKey, physical security, and Authy application, and then you turn on address allow listing, address whitelisting. This is the biggest thing is if you turn that address whitelisting on, it restricts where your crypto can be withdrawn to. So think about it. A hacker somehow gets into your GEMINI account, right? A lot of people have gotten hacked on Coinbase, blah, blah, blah. They can't withdraw anything unless it's to one of the addresses that you've whitelisted. So these are like the base level security practices that are going to, keep you safe in crypto. And GEMINI is known to have, some of the strongest security in the industry. I've used them for years, talked about them on content in the past. We're working with them. If you sign up with PO20, you can get Bitcoin. Easy's is Easy20. That's for Bonk. And Nick's is, I want to say, Choose Rich 20. Choose Rich 20 for Solana. So there you go. Alfalfa saying, can you explain what backup of an Authy key is? Well, Authy is going to give you backup codes that you can write down in like in a password notebook, and you can put in a safe, which I think is good, protocol, and maybe have that stored in two places, like your house and some like your girlfriend's house or your parents' house, your grandma's house, something like that, so that if there's a fire or something, that you're good to go. The backup, what backup of an Authy key? Alfalfa, if you expand on that, then we can, talk about it. I don't exactly know what you're talking about. People are saying, you think it's a good thing for Google Authenticator? No, it's like a huge pain in the ass. Cause like, if you got 20 different things, I mean, I guess you could frame it this way. It's just a huge like user pain in the ass if you lose your phone and you have Google Authenticator. So that's what I would point out. Also, Ron Man said, not your girlfriend. That's probably a pretty good point. If you guys break up, you're
give your seed phrases and all your Authy to your ex-girlfriend. I wanted to call you out on that one, Pio.
Yeah. And then last but not least, passkey is definitely another very safe protocol, which GEMINI does offer. So I'd be for me, it's safe to say that GEMINI has best-in-class security. And if you use GEMINI Active Trader, the fees are going to be very, very, very low. And they got a lot of SPL tokens on there, too. They're totally embracing Solana. So, yeah, there you go.
I'd love to hear it. Clemente, you mentioned earlier you wanted to talk about some other topics. You want to start off with the Doodles? You sold your Doodle. Why did you do it? What are you doing with the funds? And what are your thoughts on the collection?
Yeah, I mean, I talked a little bit about it with Pio and Nick yesterday, actually. So Doodles, for people that don't know, their artist, Burnt Toast, took over after their CEO with Billboard, a bunch of Web2 experience left mysteriously. No one knows why. I was just sitting there. I was like, I have $15,000 worth of ETH tied in an NFT that I have. The only reason why I'm holding it is because there's a token coming, I thought. So I sold it. And now I'm sitting here with a bunch of ETH, similar to Nick after he sold his CryptoPunk, except to like 10% of what he had in ETH. And I'm like, I want to get rid of this Ethereum as soon as possible. So I was talking to Pio yesterday, and I'm like, do I buy I'm probably just going to put it in Bitcoin because I don't have enough Bitcoin. But yeah, that was my kind of dilemma yesterday, Ray, was what do I do with the ETH? Because I don't want to end up like Nick did with all of his Ethereum right now tied up.
Clemente had the wrong phone number on his Coinbase account. We got locked out of it. It was almost a complete debacle. So
yeah,
anyway,
we talked about it a little bit this morning when we kicked it off about the whole process you guys went through. He dove deep into that. Where did you pull the money from for the Doodle is the question.
I had it in. The Mad Lad. I had 75 Sol or whatever that I sent. And by the way, I sent 70 Sol to the Doodle and turned it into ETH to buy it. That is now worth like 58 or 60 Sol. So I lost like 15 Sol or whatever just in the 2 weeks that it was for me switching from Solana to ETH. Disastrous.
Yeah, it's not great.
Overarch commending Clemente for buying Bitcoin being the the smartest thing he's ever done. Look, we're coming off of the FOMC meeting, telling the market to be bullish in many ways. And we got, by the way, welcome to the show, Nick. So if you look, all the
Did you just wake up?
No.
Wrong mic.
Wrong mic.
Wrong, buddy. So real quick, look at all right, so look at the chart for example, MicroStrategy. Every crypto chart looks just like this right now. That's what the charts look like. And Tesla had a very good earnings call. Okay, Tesla. So easy. You've traded Tesla options before, correct?
Yeah, very, very frequently. It's like one of the primary ones I traded.
So I didn't know the premiums on Tesla options are this aggressively strong.
They're insane because of the volatility.
Okay, so selling a cash secured put on Tesla that expires tomorrow. What's so funny, Nick?
You love this cash secured put thing. I don't selling a put.
A cash secured put.
Selling a put.
Yeah, selling a cash secured put that expires.
Dude, no one when they're discussing it says a cash secured put. They just say selling a put.
Got it. So a put that's cash secured that expires tomorrow. Easy. Tell me why this is not free money. The share price right now of Tesla is $404. I can do sell a put tomorrow, $375. It's expiring tomorrow. $1,000 clean. $1,000 free money.
Yeah.
Why am I not doing that?
I mean, it's tough because it's like you do have the risk of like volatility. Like all it takes is one little thing, and that cash secured put means your cash is under fucking water. Like, dude, I've had times where I've seen my Tesla calls run like 3,000% at market open, only for the market to turn red and that 3K profit literally go to zero.
Pio's like
time decay. There's the Greeks that play into it. Sure, you could do it. It's also heinous that you're calling it a cash secured put. Like, is it a covered put or not? Like, that's the thing. Like, you might not have the shares, but okay, yeah, it's a cash covered put. What the fuck this guy's saying? Dude, the risk is the volatility. Like, that's it.
Let Pio outsmart the market real quick.
The market can stay irrational longer than Pio can stay rational.
I was gonna say, so one thing is I like that you're selling puts or selling options and not buying options. On average, that's usually a better play for all those that are, quote, looking for income. There's plenty of YouTube channels that you could go to that are probably going to walk you through everything you need to know about generating income from options, which is what you're attempting to do here. So the one thing I'll say is there's a reason that thing is priced the way that it is. Yeah. It's not because a bunch of people are there are people selling it trying to take the premium, but the price on these things are determined by the buyers in this case heavily. Obviously, there's two sides to the market, but when is their earnings reporting? Did it already come out?
Yeah.
And they're doing well right now. They're not. When was the last time they were at this price?
I can look at all that. $500 for a $360 put. That's interesting.
What's the price at right now?
It's at 400.
Now let's mention. Okay, so 400. You're trading with $40,000 to make 500 real quick. And if things go wrong, you're basically covering the distance. Like you're gonna have to buy the shares at that price. And
yeah, well, the other thing is I don't think it's the end of the world to get the shares, but I also think that there's pretty interesting opportunity.
I mean, to buy those shares, you're in the bag for $36,000.
Yep.
So if it moves 10%, you got a $36,000 bill that you're gonna have to cough up.
You can sell it immediately.
Yeah, and take the 4K loss.
Is it 4K?
And for the put option, yeah, you could sell it naked and just cut the option instead of spending the 36 on the shares.
Sorry, why is it 4K that you're taking? As
the option contract is $4,000, right?
No, he said $500.
It's like the pre $500.
So you're getting
and I'm using margin for the collateral.
So easy. The option is $5.
Look at Easy.
Oh, okay.
Easy. I'm using margin for the collateral. What do you think of that?
I don't know, man. I gotta go.
Attacking the commenters is awesome right now.
No, but Ray, what do you think of that? Using margin as collateral to sell a cash secured put on.
And it's not even margin. It's not even margin. He's lending against his 401k for the collateral at a 0% APR interest.
No, it's
all right. You know what? We're dumbing this back down. We're going this. We're just gonna play a quick game here where we're just gonna
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm just cutting this off. We're going completely.
Why? Wait, hold on. We need to finish this discussion. So hold on. Last thing on it.
Can you just pull up the price, pull up the chart, because there's no context to what's going on here. You're just
the chart real quick.
Spouting numbers, basically.
Look at the chart.
All right, I'm pulling up the Tesla chart, right?
Yep. People are saying it's getting riskier than trenching. To me, blindly buying something that came out 4 minutes ago because you saw Spoono buy it is a little bit more risky than selling a cash secured.
Okay, stop. You got to stop saying it, dude. You got to stop saying it. Just say you're selling a put.
It's cash secured. Northern Tourist big. Like, what do you want from me, dude? What do you want from me? I'm talking about it.
You're selling a put. So, okay, it's gone down from 400 since you started talking. We're at 397, and you want to sell a put at what price?
So let's go 360.
360. Ray, when was the last time we were at 360? Literally haven't been there.
December 24th, Christmas.
December 24th. It looks like free money.
Oh, it's a free money play, baby. $600 for free. I know a lot of people that would do a lot for $600. Let's just say that.
Yep, definitely. And we are quite away from topic right now.
My guy
crypto equities at this point. We're talking about Tesla.
This guy slumped 600 is 2x this guy's credit score. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Yo, slumped your dumbass.
2x
hey, slumped. You don't want to trade options? You're a loser.
Slump, send me a screenshot of your Credit Karma and I'll shut up. How about that? Let's go.
All right, we're going to go closer to our audience. We're going to click buttons and we're going to hope the price goes up is what we're going to do. We're going to play a quick game. And we're going to say click buttons and hope price goes up. That's all this game is. Click buttons, sell before it gets rugged, hope price goes up. Look at that. We just made 1.2x on our money on Rektech. This is the daily game. We talked about this the other day. Plays daily games at Rektech. The reason I'm bringing this up is because we just made an announcement in the Discord. Bodalgos get access to this.
Did you actually make $270?
This is fake money towards the experience leaderboard. You're going to climb this leaderboard to earn future rewards, to get a allow list for their upcoming mint. All kinds of cool stuff here. Daily game takes like 2 seconds to play. You can keep playing this one over and over if you want to like continue to risk it, or you can be happy with your spot on the leaderboard, avoid getting rugged, and just lock in your gains. So we're just going to make we broke even. I'm going to sit here, though, because I want to save my XP. We're going to sit here, but I just wanted to show you this, and I wanted to make note that if you are a Bodalgo holder, go to the Discord. We have a tournament running out next week. It's going to be a 3-day tournament. You're going to get free mints. You're going to get all kinds of cool stuff. And you also get early access to this platform. So you can start playing ahead of everybody, earn more XP, climb up the leaderboard. You're definitely going to do it. Jump in the Discord. It's in the minor announcement channel. If you have any issues, ping me directly, and I will help you sort them out. And you're welcome, everybody, for taking us all the way left brain outside of that big right brain conversation, bringing us back towards crypto.
Yo, why are you such a hater on investing in options? What's going on here? Like,
I don't
isn't
mind
the goal
investing in
just to
options.
make money?
Nobody cares. Nobody who's listening to the show is going to go, I'm going to go buy cash secured puts on.
I think you're
Tesla.
wrong. I think you're wrong.
We have an intelligent audience.
You're literally showing a disconnect from the intelligence of the audience that's here, Ray. And I think, dude, by the way, like, there's no doubt that my face has to be brushed up. It doesn't look this good. Like, is this like, is there some like fake shit going on with this
Nick,
camera?
Plain and simple. Nick, plain and simple. Would.
Yeah, me too, dude. Let's do it. Anyway, I do like I can tell that our Ray is right. I've met AAA. Okay, no, I'm not gonna destroy AAA right now. He's a decent guy, but AAA.
Apparently, this is really my face.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I've never been happier.
Dude, Senzo B. Oh, well, I mean, who is that? Good God. We talk about credit score. This guy's a felon. But anyway.
Julian Slotty. He sleeps around.
Wait, look at that guy's headshot. That's interesting.
Good, yeah.
He's going bald. So anyway.
What the hell? Hey, by the way, Julian, Pio's basically full bald at this point, so that's why he feels he's trying to analyze other people. All of his diet that he's been doing, which has been optimizing him for God knows what, has been definitely accelerating his hair loss, is basically the one thing that's been happening. He's been drinking that whole pasteurized milk straight out the cow's teat.
It literally tastes like a cow's booty hole. I'm gonna be honest. I tried some yesterday. That shit was rank. That shit was rank.
Shit is clumpy coming out, and he's like, "No, that's the good shit. Make sure you get all the chunks."
Yeah, wash it down with a dozen eggs and then just crack a couple oysters on top of that, and that's a well-balanced meal.
That's the Florida raw milk. The Pennsylvania stuff that I got shipped down is way better. I want Clemente to try that when I crack one of those. I promise.
No, he was literally like, "Yo, try this shit, bro. This shit's from Amish farms. They literally haven't used a phone in 55 years, dude. They don't know what technology is. Try this fucking raw milk."
This motherfucker, if you explain the meme coin to this motherfucker, he'd be lost. But I'll tell you what, he really knows how to crank that cow.
The Florida stuff is not as good as the Amish stuff from Pennsylvania, so I'll stick with the Amish stuff for sure. But anyway, yeah,
Well, it sounds like there's a business opportunity there. Maybe we think about creating a raw milk cow milking business down in Florida, and we can sell some cash secured puts on that once we go public.
Can you add me to the stage, Ray? By the way,
I can. I was waiting for you to come on.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do you a favor.
You're on. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, we have a bunch to talk about. We can talk about Trump meme coin utility. We can talk about Tensor Foundation adopting Vector and their airdrop coming later this week. Clemente wants to talk about Abstract versus Blast. I think that's pretty interesting. Clemente, what's going on with Abstract versus Blast a little bit you added here?
Well, so the only thing I wanted to add, because
are you trying to say both suck? Is that the whole setup for this thing?
People were disappointed by the launch. I got in the numbers. I'm actually an aspiring quant. So if you want to look at Raymond, what you'll notice here for Blast is, and I'll actually pull up my own screen, because basically what I was looking at was show me TVL for Blast and show me daily volume for Blast upon launch. Right. So what we're seeing here is Blast upon its first week of launch got up to a TVL of about 400 million. Comparing it to Abstract's TVL right now.
No. Go back.
Yeah.
I think one of the things with the screen, the blue. Okay, got it. So the blue line, 400 million, but they got to 1.2 billion within like 2 weeks, which is pretty wild.
Yeah. The 5% native yield and the farming, it was clearly a farming chain. But it was kind of wild to see, like, oh wow, Abstract only has 8.
What's their TVL at right now?
Blast TVL has gone down. Blast right now is a disaster.
No,
327 million.
Okay. Blast TVL right now is 327 because of they're offering, what is it, 50% APY for your USDB.
So it's still almost 33 times as much as this. Can we look at ApeChain to see what the would that be included as TVL if you what's calculated as the TVL?
I believe it
No, I'm saying
is-
for Ape Chain, basically. Can you just pull it up, Ray? Ray, pull it
18
up.
million TVL for Ape Chain.
Interesting. So maybe it's not a fair comp here. How is that also being calculated?
So TVL, while we're figuring out what TVL exactly
Because
entails,
literally in the case of Ape Chain, if you hold your ape on their blockchain, then you get native yield, which means that it's technically quote locked up, but it's not. But their lock is liquid. So I guess that's the one thing that I'm sort of curious about is like, how is this number being calculated? Yeah, go ahead.
They're not locked on chain. It's just how much value is like in that bridge. Like how much value is on Ape Chain? Like because Ape Chain's an L2. Like what's the equivalent?
I see.
What's the equivalent like amount of money on that chain? So it's like a proxy for that.
So the first metric is actually not great for Abstract, but the other metric that's worth monitoring is the daily volume, and that's where Abstract actually does look pretty good. They're pulling my screen back up. If you look at the at Blast daily volume in its first week of launch, it was roughly peaked out at 11 million, which yesterday Abstract had 3 million in volume. So even though it's like literally 5% of the TVL of Blast, it's only 50% of its volume. So I think it's interesting. And people haven't been too happy about Abstract or Pangu recently with price going down, but
oh my God. I'm pissed. Their swap sucks. The Abstract swap sucked. I tried to make a swap right before the show. Dude. Easy came in with some alpha before the show. I went to go buy this token before the show. I put the swap in, figured it went through, but it didn't go through. This happened.
Dude, it took me 65 tries to get the fucking swap through. I was contemplating roping live on stream.
It would have been a 2x. I was putting an ETH in on this. It would have been a 2x, a clean 2x right now as to when I click this swap button. I assumed it went through. It's just frustrating. Very frustrating.
Keo right now is asking the commenters, what's your credit score?
Dude, Keo on his like comment arc is hilarious. Like it's been like the last week, he's just been roasting commenters or like fighting them in YouTube. It's been so good.
I just decided that I'm going to acknowledge any comment that I have that I take any level of exception to at all, no matter who it's directed to, and it's actually been pretty fun and it's engaging. Hey, fuck it. But anyway, yeah, sorry. So wait, what's going on with Abstract? And I think I'm going to load my Pangu onto it and start farming XP as people want people to do. Do I also have to take my little pudgies and throw them on that Abstract and have them waddle around there?
No, by connecting your EVM wallet, you'll get the roll for it. You can't bridge littles or bigs to Abstract. It's just based on the roll, but by having the littles, it gives you XP. Raise hand is raised.
You don't have to do anything on Abstract. You can just make the wallet and then you do it in the Discord. The Abstract Discord, you get rolls. You verify your holdings.
And then connect your Discord.
I couldn't get into the Abstract Discord.
Oh.
I'm struggling to get into it.
Yeah, so that would be the way to do it. And this chart keeps going up. And I'm continuing to lose money because of the UI UX on Abstract. Not very fun. Okay. So anything else Abstract versus Blast, Clemente, you're interested in? I'm also on the Blast ecosystem still.
Clemente, that's not funny, dude.
That was me.
Oh, it was you? Okay, all right. I thought I had Clemente right here acting like you didn't write it. But anyway.
No, Ray, the only thing about like
Ben Wong in the comments says credit score too low for Abstract Discord.
All right, go ahead, Clemente.
The only other thing I'll say about Abstract, and for anyone wanting to farm or the good thing about Abstract is that people in a new chain pre-TGE have a much more risk on kind of strategy when going in, because they're like, if I earn XP or if I do whatever, it's going to compensate for my losses. So there are opportunities to get in on good trades because people have a risk on mentality that you can possibly capitalize on. But yeah, best of luck. I've seen people that are literally just logging on and watching streams all day because they're like, yo, I got to farm that XP. I'm going to watch these people's streams and donate like 0.1 Pangu. So I'm going to get extra XP for donating. I don't know. It's kind of wild, but
I think the streaming thing is kind of cool. I was watching Chris Coffey stream from on the Pizza Ninjas team, and he was kind of exploring the ecosystem. And it's cool, like, to be able to watch somebody do it. Like, if you're somebody who's new at crypto and you're on the platform that you're using, and you can actually see somebody interacting with a chain, I think that's something that's interesting and hasn't been done yet. So we'll see how that goes. I think it's a pretty niche audience right now, but if we're expecting crypto to grow and go more mainstream, it's something that for sure could be a use case and that is interesting indeed. We also can talk about Tensor. They're basically, news came out of Tensor over the last 24 hours that they are adopting the Vector protocol. The Tensor Foundation is. So they'll receive 50% of fees from Vector. We saw the Tensor TNSR token go up 10% on the day. And they also announced the season 4 airdrop coming up on Friday for TNSR, and you earn 2x if you claim it on Vector. So Memecoin trading is heating up. Their platform has gained a ton of volume in TVL over the last month, I'd say. I'm interested to see what happens here with this claim and with the Tensor token specifically. Clemente, I see your hands up, so I'm going to throw to Nick. I can't do that. I can't do the Spock.
Go ahead, Clemente. You go first.
Well, I want to actually ask you a question, Nick. So yesterday we've seen a trend of, and you're obviously someone that's very closely tied to Silicon Valley, right? And yesterday we saw kind of Silicon Valley.
I was going to talk about that token.
So, we had the Jelly token go live from the Venmo co-founder for their new app. And then we had growth hacker extraordinaire for apps, Nikita Beer, tease that he will be launching a meme coin today. So I would like price predictions for the Nikita Beer meme coin.
Billion.
$1 billion. So if we see a Nikita Beer meme coin, we're just going in. I will say he is an investor in the app, the influencer kind of coin launch app, Clout.me. He did a pre-sale on it and it already sold out. So there's already a Nikita Beer coin that sold out its pre-sale, although I don't know if he's going to launch it through there or through Pump Fun. But that's kind of the big thing I'm watching for today, Nick. So I want to go to you and get your thoughts on the Nikita Beer coin.
What just happened?
I knocked over my water bottle.
You do this so frequently and like fuck up all your technology with it. How does this happen more than once?
He left his bike helmet over here too. He's very irresponsible.
As they would say, that's the most 24-year-old thing ever.
Did you
right?
ever get grounded in your life, Clemente?
Yeah.
Did you ever?
I got spanked, dude.
You got spanked until
All right,
how old?
Somebody clip that.
By your
Just last
mama,
week.
son.
Oh,
Oh, so no. The answer is no.
never disciplined.
No, I did get disciplined very. I got cold baths was my anyways. All right.
Pio does have some fun now. Pio does have some fun. The colder the better.
Wait. Your punishment was ice baths?
Yeah,
Wow.
if I didn't eat my food, get put in the cold shower.
An optimization bath.
All right. So Nick, I actually wanted to get your thoughts on
Wait,
this.
real quick. Do you guys know who Sam Lesson is?
No.
Nope.
Venmo co-founder.
No. First investor in Venmo.
Investor.
What would be his claim to fame?
First investor in Venmo.
Being the roommate of Mark Zuckerberg. That would be the first thing. He was Mark Zuckerberg's roommate in college and at Harvard when Facebook was created. He lived in New York for a while and created a startup that Facebook ended up acquiring. By acquiring it, they just bought it because they were buddies. And Sam got a nice fat payout and became an executive at Facebook. Do you know who his wife is? Well, she's the founder and CEO of The Information, the publication. Jessica Lesson is his wife. And they're a pretty legit high-end thing. He has a business partner who runs Slow Ventures with. His name is Dave Morin. Dave Morin was also an executive at Facebook, made at least $100 million, something like that, from just working at Facebook at the right time. And he is well respected in this space. He also launched the product Path, P-A-T-H, which was an attempt at competing at social networks, which was local. That being Dave Morin. In terms of Sam, he's pretty deeply connected in the space. The one thing that's interesting is I did buy the top last night or not the full top. It went up higher. I think I'm up $200 or something like that. Woo-ha. But this is an interesting dynamic that we have happening right now. And there's a lot of money for them to like for the Silicon Valley people to just take by launching these tokens. I'm not sure like, well, this meta is going to get played out, and but before it does, we're all getting a bunch of money. Ideally, if we turn notifications on. So what you're going to start having happen here is suddenly everyone in Silicon Valley or everyone on crypto Twitter is going to start looking up the X accounts of true Silicon Valley, and so we're going to start following all the people. By the way, one of those Silicon Valley people, YNE. YNE ticker, which I've mentioned before. Good old Matt running YNE. Clemente, what were we going to say?
I was going to say boring. Yo, that shit's at 100 mil, dog. Give me some of that sub 50K.
All right, so the alpha then is to follow Nikita Beer. I'm gonna share his X account in the YouTube comments.
I would start following the people that those people are following. That's the bottom line.
Go, Nick. Can you give
I have
us
440,000 people to follow.
Can you give us some Silicon Valley alpha? Who else?
He only follows 1,800 people.
Okay, I have 1,800 people to follow.
Yo, why you little whiny bitch?
I'm looking for actionable
why
alpha.
Are you complaining
and I go,
about
Nikita Beer? And you go, actually, no, don't do that. Follow 1,800 other people.
Okay.
How many people do you follow right now? Probably like 40,000.
I follow under 4,000 people, 3,000 people.
Okay, so still more than Nikita Beer.
That's what I've acquired over my whole Twitter life that I'm still trying to
I don't think Sam Parr will do it. He doesn't seem like the type of person to do it.
What about
Gary
Sean
Tan would potentially get in on the action just because he likes fucking around to find out. But a lot of people got hurt. He's head of Y Combinator, by the way. You're debating following him? Cool. Go to the other people that he's following.
This is it, right? Novak Turner.
Banana Cap. I mean, that's an interesting one. Andrew Wilkinson. I don't know that this guy would do it. He builds a bunch of SaaS products, although he's dabbling in AI right now heavily and launching a bunch of AI products. Him looking at the crypto AI overlap would make sense. Lenny ain't doing it.
Nick,
really?
Nick, do we still have our...
You should subscribe to his newsletter, though, Lenny Rachitsky.
We still have our Twitter API. Can we cross-reference the following with mentioning token? And then that kind of gets us in an interesting spot.
No, you cross-reference it for any mention of the word pump. P-U-M-P, because every pump fund ends in pump.
So that's literally what I was going to set up.
So you set it up, you scan their Twitters, and anytime those 4 letters are in any fucking post, you buy 1 million Solana worth.
No. Whenever those letters are at any kind of post, you ping the Slack with the post link.
Nick doesn't use Slack.
So what are you doing here?
I mean, we got to get this guy's engagement's washed.
Follow up with him, Clemente, and right, you'd make a lot of money.
I mean, he only got 3,000 impressions. And this is, by the way, this is Austin Reef. This is the what is it? The
head of Morning Brew.
Hot chocolate. Yeah.
So Clemente, you'd make a lot of money. Also heard you're good friends with Nick O'Neill.
Yeah. No.
Good friends with Nick.
Stop, Clemente, please.
And then say Nick talks about you all the time.
Nick's friendships.
No, come on, dude.
He talks about you all the time.
Stop.
He's gay.
The winky face.
He's so upset.
Go do the same. Go do the same thing with
Clemente,
the Gary Tan guy.
I deleted it.
You
I
don't
deleted it.
get access to the.
I
You don't get
deleted
access to the script.
You guys are banned from the script.
No, not you guys, just Clemente.
Oh man! All right, I'm done.
Yo, go do it with the Gary Tan guy and say that
Someone
Nick
said Nick looks
on
fake.
pants.
But yo, I'm trying to figure out. I agree. Like, why is my face looking like this?
Wolfie's unfazed by this conversation, just locked in. Bitcoin over 105.
Tesla plummeting towards 360. I would have gotten rinsed on that cash secured put.
So Nikita Beer follows Alan, the co-founder of Pumped Out Fund. Very interesting. I mean, he's definitely dropping a meme coin at this point.
That might be the most interesting thing you could do quickly, Nick, is just go look at all Nikita Beer's, who he's following. Look which one of them follow Elon.
Yeah. That's right on the money, Nick.
And then you can put notifications on for those people. That could shortlist you.
Sorry, say that once. Oh, which of those people follow? Okay,
Follow
yeah, I mean
Elon.
that's a pretty niche segment. I don't even think most of these people follow Elon.
Right, but if any of them do, isn't that just like a screaming signal that there's a token imminent, and you can just put notifications on?
There is some you are bringing up some very legit points. So we're going to do some social graph analysis. Look, if you want access to it, you're going to need of this future product that we haven't built. You're going to need to own a Bodago minimum, maybe 10. I think maybe 10 Bodagos.
Yeah, I think 10 is going to be like where it starts at for the win.
Or you can pay $29 a month.
People would pay that literally instantly.
Or a one-time yearly fee of $49.99.
Why do we keep going?
I'll actually give you money to use this product.
If you sign up, here's $5.
That's a good point. Follow Tolly or Raj as well.
Honestly, speaking of, go to Gemini right now and sign up and use code EASY20 for $20 worth of bonk after you trade $100.
Okay. Or you can go to Gemini.com/partners/chooserich and get $20 of Solana.
Skip all the slashes, skip all the BS. When it asks for a code, just use code EASY20. It's that easy.
Yeah,
$20 with the bonk.
Choose Rich 20. Do either PO20 or Easy 20.
No, it's not 20.
Way less numbers.
Yeah, we looked
So
it
much
up.
better. PO20, EASY20. Forget about all
Yours
that.
minus slash choose rich.
20.
We're
There's a lot
talking
of
about
numbers,
the
a lot of digits, a lot going on.
Thank you all for listening. That's going to do it for today's show. We're going to thank our partner for today's show, Gemini, as we just talked about. Get $20 in your favorite crypto when you go to Gemini.
Okay, dude.
Partners/easy or /PO or /choose rich. Thank you all for joining us on another wonderful Thursday. You can catch us back here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Watch us on all major podcasting platforms, Apple, Spotify. Catch us on YouTube. See what we're talking about.
Hold on one sec. Ray, we didn't bring up the biggest news from yesterday.
Or maybe
Did you see the biggest news?
Rift?
We talked about it.
Was it
No.
ZK Shark giving you 50 OMBs? Which is in a now deleted tweet.
I saw that. I saw a notification for that tweet.
Still in my DMs.
Really? So
what's the
So I
offer?
got offered $200,000 basically to put an OMB as my PFP for 6 months. I didn't even think twice. I'm just kidding. I thought very significant. I immediately said, no, fuck that. I'm all Bodagos. Sorry, $200,000.
Nick's doing a Julian Holguin here.
And I said no. So here's the deal. If you don't buy a Bodago right now, like, how am I going to get paid the $200,000? Like, where is that going to come from? There's no one else offering me that much. I do it for the brand.
Are you holding our holders hostage?
So you need to sweep 135,000 Bitcoin worth of OMBs in one block, PFP one, and hold it for 6 months, and you get his punk for free. That he
How do you
bought.
guarantee that it's done in one block?
Crank that gas.
And this is now a deleted tweet. Pia, you're muted. He left.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Catch us on YouTube. Watch us back. Thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful
someone says an interesting thing. Take the 200K and sweep dogs. There's one problem with this MIA sound machine. The issue is I don't get the money until I sell something. So I'm actually just losing money. So the money would